Today we're going to tie the split back. The split back is a staple on both the South Holston and Watauga River. It's a great imitation for a sulphur nymph right before it's going to emerge. This yellow wing case looks kind of gaudy at first glance, but it's actually a perfect imitation of the natural. There's lots of variations on this fly. This is just one particular one that's worked very well for me. It's easy to tie and quite candidly way easier than the ones that we sell in the shop, and it works. So with that, let's get started. We're going to be using a TMC 3761 size 16 paired with a 2.5 millimeter countersunk tungsten bead. 2.0s also work well. I tie these in a variety of different weights and then use whatever works depending on which particular riffle, run, or part of the run I'm standing in. One other key to this variation of the fly is this olive dun uni 8/0 thread. It's just something that's very kind of natural and doesn't stand out. You'll see why that's important as we tie this fly. For the tail, I'm using CDL. There's lots of options here. I use a Pardo. Honestly, I got a big cape, big whiting CDL cape that currently costs about $50, and it's an entire cape versus those little like 4-packs that cost about $15. So pick your CDL, but I like CDL over pheasant. It's a lot sparser and more consistent with the naturals that I see. For the body, we're going to be using a pheasant tail. We're going to be using 4 fibers. This particular one is a brown color. I can't remember the specific name. It may be Kelly Gallup's brown olive or a dark brown. There's a variety of colors that will work. I even used red. But this is something you can kind of vary and see what works for you. What you'll notice is I tied in 4 fibers, and you'll see kind of how that comes together in just a minute. So now what I like to do is take that really long tag end of thread that I left and use it to counter rib that pheasant. That creates great segmentation and also provides a lot of durability. And now what I'm going to be doing is folding back 2 of these fibers kind of to the side and over the top. I like them just shy of kind of halfway down the body. And then I do the same thing on the other side. And I'll turn this so that you can get a good look. And then what I'm going to do is take some yellow razor foam. And the important thing here, there's a couple different thicknesses when you open the packet. I like to use the thinnest one possible. You're not using this for flotation, you're just using it for color. Cut a nice little strip. And what's nice about this too is that if yours is a little fat, you can kind of stretch it to thin it out a little. And you'd like just kind of a thin band basically down the middle as you're finishing up this fly. Now we're going to tie in some peacock curl. You're not necessarily looking for your most beautiful strand here. In fact, if you accidentally pick a really nice looking one, I like to bind it down quite a bit. I like my peacock frill here to be fairly sparse. As I'm wrapping this, this is way thicker than I actually want my fly to look. I don't think that looks very fishy when I'm fishing it in one of these tailwaters. So what I like to do is take this olive dun thread and wrap back over it, both to provide durability and to bind down some of those fibers and make it look a little less gaudy. So that looks a lot better from my perspective. Now I'll take my razor foam, fold it over, lock it in. And then what I like to do is do 1 or 2 turns over that end piece, kind of bind that down. And now I'm going to take these fibers, fold them kind of around and over. As you can see here. And then what I'll do, just to add a little bit of durability, is kind of wrap in between a few of these fibers. Clip them. It's good to clip them close. It doesn't have to be perfect. This is going to fish just fine. I don't have to bind those down too well or too tightly. It's important that they're in well. And that's our fly. As you can see, I have a very sparse tail, fairly sparse body, sparse peacock, thin yellow stripe, and that's going to be a good imitation of a natural.
And I wish we were chasing waterfalls somewhere in North Carolina. And I wish I